Seeing these videos show up about should I make videos on X type of industry niche with no experience. And it kind of comes back to the old like experience paradox, wherein if you've ever been trying to find a job or something, and it's like, oh, we want you to have experience before applying to this job. Well, the thing is, how do you get the experience if you don't actually have the job in the first place, right? It's pretty stupid. And it kind of all comes back to that. And it's the fact that when you're online and you feel like you have no experience in whatever thing that it is that you want to actually build a personal brand off of, you feel like you aren't allowed to go ahead and produce that kind of content. And it's what I felt for an awfully long time. I thought, I can't get on camera and start talking about, how to do advertising and be a copywriter and stuff when I have no experience, like no practical experience in this industry. To this day, I have still not signed a single client at all. And I'm not making 10K a month or whatever, like 5K a month, whatever people want to make these days. And I don't live somewhere particularly nice. I live in suburban England. It's not particularly enviable. So it's like, well, why would anybody want to listen to my content? And this is the thing. But you have to understand that every person that you listen to online that has got experience and credibility with their personal brand, they've had to start making content to start with absolutely nothing. And it comes back to this one time where I was speaking to Jack Hopkins, the old CEO of Testosterone. He used to call himself. I love him. He's so funny. I mentioned this conversation I had with him in a previous video, but I just wanted to mention it to you again. And it was when I asked him about whether or not I should start a personal brand if I've not got any social proof. And straight up, he just said to me, he's like, the personal brand is getting you the social proof. You get the social proof by starting the personal brand, because people want to see, the personal brand is you growing. That's what people want to see. They see you change over time. And the thing is, if you look at all of these big brands that you know now, if you go back and look at where they started, they didn't have any kind of authority whatsoever. Like, they didn't. One of the biggest authority figures in the online business space right now is Iman Gadji. And you can say whatever the hell you want about him. You know how he started. You've seen him physically come out and say, look, this is where I first started on YouTube, whilst he was just getting his original marketing agency off the ground. And this is the thing. Gadji started out with literally nothing, right? He had no authority. He had no kind of social proof because he'd not done anything. But he went out, he made that content, he started doing the things, and all of a sudden now he's got social proof, and now he's scaled to millions and millions of subscribers, millions of followers, and he's got a massive personal brand online that he's able to monetize, and monetize big. And it's that kind of authority that allows you to sell products like Iman does. He sells his Educate platform or whatever. And I've heard from people that it's actually not like the best out there. Like, it's good, but it's not that good. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be that good. When you've got that kind of authority, you can position yourself and just kind of sell anything that you want. It doesn't matter how bad it is, providing it's not absolutely horrendous. And even if it is, you'll still get sales. I mean, Hustler's University is not very good at all, but Tate's able to sell a bunch of it. So, and that's the thing about authority. But you don't get the authority if you don't do anything to get the authority to start with. And, you have to post the content online first. And this is the thing, because you feel like you can't post the content online because you've not got the experience. But I just want to tell you right now, the moment that you do something like, for example, if, like, for me, right, the moment I sign one client, and this will only get strengthened by the more that I sign over time. The moment I sign one client, everything that I have ever said about, advertising and being a copywriter and being in this space online, everything becomes validated. Everything I've ever said becomes validated. Suddenly, I have authority. And this is the thing. But if I've not said anything before then, before I get that authority, well, we've got a problem, don't we? Because I've not got anything out there. So that's why I'm here now, and that's why I'm putting these videos out, and it's why I'm managing that email list that you can go ahead and sign up to down below if you want to. And it's why I'm doing this, because then the moment that I sign that first client, which will be very soon, anything that I've set up until this point becomes valid. And I can just leverage that and position myself to become more and more of an authority figure over time. That's just how it works. So you might not have experience, but how are you ever going to get the experience by not doing anything? And you might think as well that it's like, oh, I have no experience doing copywriting. Well, the thing is, you probably do, because you've probably spent most of your days for the past however long, or I don't know how you've done it, but you've probably watched tons and tons of videos on YouTube and tons of guides and stuff on, writing copy. And if you actually, care about it, you've probably gone ahead and started practicing some. So you've probably gone ahead and wrote a bunch of sample pieces of copy, a bunch of emails or VSL scripts or whatever you've already written. That is experience that you can leverage. That is literally advertising. That is literally material that you can use and say, look, I've made this, right? It's the exact same reason why if you wanted to go ahead and apply for anything and you say, look, I have this personal project and this demonstrates that I'm good at this and this and this, and it shows these skills, and that's why I'd be good at whatever thing that it is you're applying for. This is why I would be a good fit to be a student at your establishment. It is why I would be a good fit to have this job at your business, because you've already showed that you can do it. But to show that you can do it, you have to actually do it. And this is the thing. I'm showing that I'm competent at marketing and, lifting brands up by creating my own brand here. And it's not going to be the best brand overnight. It's not. This is going to take years for it to actually work. And yeah, I might not be getting to insane levels of authority in this generation of the internet. But you know what? Generations of the internet only last about 2 to 3 years, right? And it's the exact same thing as why any, think about when we had Minecraft videos come back a few years ago with Dream in them, right? And what was it, Tommy in it? Yeah. So imagine if those creators never posted Minecraft videos because Dan TDM had posted Minecraft videos years ago and had got to a very big level of authority in that space. What if they'd never posted those videos? Well, they would have never found the success that they did in being these Minecraft YouTubers. So it just makes absolutely no sense to not actually do stuff and just put the content out there anyway, honestly. And you will eventually get the authority and the success that you want, but it doesn't happen immediately. But the thing is, I'm showing you right now, I've not signed a single client. I'm just good at the theory. I know what makes good advertising. I read the books. I write the stuff. I design the stuff. I know what makes good advertising. Am I an expert? No, and I'm not claiming to be. Am I pretty good? Yes. Have I worked for a client before? No. But despite that, I've still been able to scale this channel up to about 50 new subscribers after it had sat dormant at just below 200 for the past 4 years because I've not made any YouTube videos. I've been able to scale to around 50 new subscribers in the course of 3 videos, which have all got hundreds of views. One of them has nearly hit 1,000 and is still generating engagement to this day. Obviously, it's slowed down, but it's still generating engagement even now, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I've not got any real authority. I don't. I just know the theory, and I can tell you that I know what I can do and that I'm good, but I have nothing else to show you. I don't have any proof, straight up, because I've not worked for anybody. I can't show you that. But it doesn't matter, because it's still working. I'm still slowly building this brand, and I'm getting the experience as I do. So the key takeaway is you don't have authority, you don't have social proof, but you don't have it until you do. And you get it by doing the things that will get it, right? It's that simple. You want social proof as a copywriter, then do the stuff that you need to become a paid copywriter. But that should not stop you from posting content at all. You should still be building a brand, because that's important. It is very important to have that kind of brand. And just chill out, man. Chill out. You might not have the experience. Things you do in a different way. I might not have experience working with clients. That's why I don't tell you about working with clients, because I haven't worked with clients. But do I have experience in what makes good advertising? Do I have experience in writing the stuff? Yes. So I tell you about that. Boom, that's experience. You definitely have something like that that you can leverage and build a brand off of, or build the foundations of a brand off of. Because if you want to build a full comprehensive brand in a few years, then yeah, you start with something like that. That's why I'm starting with this right now, and I'll be able to scale into something bigger in the next 2 to 3 years. But that's just how it works. And I want to just leave you with what is probably one of my favorite quotes off of Donald Draper in Mad Men. And straight up, he just says, it's like, do you want respect? Then you have to go out there and get some for yourself. And that's just how it works. You have to get up, you have to go ahead and do the stuff that will give you the authority position. You don't have any social proof. Well, neither did anybody else that you look up to that does have it now. They didn't start with any. But it's the internet. And you can post whatever you want. It's not even like trying to go for a job that you have no experience for. Because, you can't submit, obviously you can submit an application to that job and the job, declines your application and then the listing goes down because they've given it to somebody else. On here, you can try as many times as you want. You can post as many pieces of content as you want. You don't have to stop. There's no limit on that. So just go ahead and do it anyway. Seriously, don't worry about it. The social proof will come. So just post the stuff anyway. Who cares?